What's up, everybody? What's going on? Your boy Red, and I got something a little bit different for you today. So the real reason I'm actually doing this, well, it's actually just to do a side-by-side comparison and also to give you guys a very, very big warning. We all know recently this year, just about 2 months ago, Samsung has released the new Galaxy Note, and it is definitely a very, very nice phone. And we also know that it cost a pretty penny, basically starting from about $950 for the basic one, going all the way up to about $1,200 for the Super Duper Plus 5G blah blah blah. So with any real and legitimate product on the market, there's always going to be copycats. And in this case, we have a copycat Note 10 Plus that doesn't cost $1,000, not $900, not $800, $700, $500. You could literally buy this phone for as low as $100. Now, $100, that's a pretty big difference considering that the standard one costs roughly about $1,000 to $1,200, and you could get basically the same exact thing that says it's a Samsung, except it's not made by Samsung, for $1,000 less. Now, that is a hell of a deal. But before we get into all that, this is definitely more a warning video than a comparison video. You guys will see, especially if you're trying to get this phone online, you could probably find it probably for $100 realistically, but if the seller wants to make it seem that it's more real, you're probably going to pay anywhere between $400 to $700 for it, and this is what you guys have to watch out for. Because a friend of mine actually went and purchased one of these phones for probably about $500 if I'm not mistaken, and that's basically 50% off the retail price of this phone. You don't have to do monthly installments, you just pay $500 and you get it. So as soon as he released, or as soon as he got this phone when it was released, he definitely opened it up, started checking it out, and he started to realize that something was up. And guess what? When it came down to getting his money back, the seller was nowhere to be found. So for all of you guys out there that sees these phones for super cheap or thinks about getting one of these phones for super cheap, do beware and don't get scammed. And I'm going to show you exactly why and how. So on a side note, just to let you guys know, the fake phone has already been opened up. I have played with it. We have checked it out. As far as the legitimate phone has never been opened, just purchased it yesterday. Verizon was having a pretty good deal on it. Basically, I was planning to get just a regular 10, but they had a pretty good rebate. I believe it was $200 or $300 on the Note 10 Plus 5G. So I decided to basically get the best one because I bought it for about the same price as the regular Note. Keep in mind, 5G's barely just getting started. This is around Christmas time 2019. So realistically, we're not going to see 5G coverage probably anywhere from a year to 2 years from now. Though there are little places here and there where you can actually get this 5G coverage. Other than that, these are both identical phones. The only difference is the one on the left is a Note 10 Plus, no 5G, and the one on the right is a Note 10 5G. But other than that, internally, memory, they're all the same exact phone. They all say that it's a Note 10, that Samsung made it. But as we all know, this is definitely not the case. So let's start off first with this guy right here. Open that up. As I mentioned before, this one already has been opened in the past. Have played with it for maybe about 20 to 30 minutes until realizing it's not the real thing. And also, just to keep a little side note, it does come with these cables right here. This is the new USB port, but this little gentleman right here does not work. And I'm not exactly sure why, but I've tried numerous other cables to work with it, and it did not work. But the actual charger itself, it does work. So I guess that's a little bit of a positive. And now let's take a look at the real deal right here. Like I said, I have not opened this at all. As you can tell, it is still sealed with the stickers right there. Does not open up. So I just peeled the little sticker back right there just so we could actually take a look at it. And so this is actually my first time opening this guy up right here. So as we could see right there is the legitimate Note 10. And wow, I'm a little bit wowed away myself because I've never opened it up. So right there we have an absolute perfect side-by-side comparison of the Note 10 Plus supposedly made by Samsung and the legitimate Note 10 Plus made by Samsung. So right off the bat, as I said, I have not opened up the new one. I'm doing this on camera with you guys. I can tell one big difference right away. And before I even say it, can you guys guess what the difference is? So from absolute first glance, I could actually see that the legitimate Note 10 Plus is actually a couple millimeters larger than the actual not Note 10 Plus. If you actually take a look, you can see it creeps out just maybe just 3 to 4 millimeters at the most. Also, if you notice the box on the fake one to the left, the box is actually made to put a legitimate one inside, because if you see the little indent right here, you can tell that there's just enough room to fit the legit Note 10 inside that box. But again, if you just received the fake one in the mail, and whether you paid $100 to $500 or however many $100 you paid for it, you'd probably not notice that right away. Now let's take a look here and see what we got. Overall thoughts, I must say that the fake companies are definitely getting really, really good at basically mimicking the real deal. So first, let's hop into this guy right here, which I've already seen, taken a look at and played with. We'll move that out of the way, set him down right there. And this is going to be my first time taking this bad boy out right here. Let's see what this one composes of. Ooh, it's even much more difficult to take out. Even the packaging has a bit of a quality difference on it. So as you can see right there, it's got the whole Samsung thing. Peel this little guy back, and what do we have? Looks like we have a black charger. Also looks like this is the charger right here. And we got headphones, but I don't think this phone has a headphone jack, so this must be an adapter to go in there. Which, side note, I'm not a really big fan on the fact that they don't come with auxiliary ports anymore. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. So right away from the first moment that I picked it up, I could tell it's nice and heavy, has a nice cold feel to it, and I went with this really cool chrome color. I don't know why, I just thought it was different. I thought it looked really, really cool. So we're going to put that down right there. And let's take a look at this guy right here. So definitely it is a little bit lighter, doesn't have that same weight on it, and actually doesn't feel nearly as cold as the other one. And this one, of course, is the black one. Now let's actually go ahead and take a look at the rear of the phone comparison. And do keep in mind the fake one did have a liner on it before, just not at the moment, because again, we did take it off. And I gotta say, they're very, very similar. Now, definitely the legit one is a little bit bigger. As far as the cameras go, it does have the same 3 cameras on the left-hand side, has the same flashes, and that middle camera right there. So one huge notice that I see right away, and that's actually a very, very funny part right there, is actually the fake one to the left has some kind of writing on it. If you could see, it says it's a Galaxy Note 10 Plus, has some different markings on it, and basically just says designed and engineered by Samsung, made in Vietnam. Okay, that's good to know. But the legit one right here doesn't have that writing, but it does have something in very, very tiny small letters at the bottom right there. Can't really say what it says. You can actually use it as perfectly as a mirror. Now, right before I move on to actually turning them on and seeing the actual difference on the system itself, I did notice one more little tiny detail, and I tried to zoom it in. The fake one on the left seems to be more ovaled at the edge right there, as far as the legitimate one seems to have a more rounded edge. Now, I'm not sure exactly why that difference is, but well, one is a fake, one is a real one. I guess that would be the main difference between both of them. On a quick side note, right before I turned them over and we turned them on, I did read what it says on the legit Samsung, on this one right here, and it actually says the same thing, designed and engineered by Samsung, but unlike the fake one, it says made in Vietnam. The legit one says made in Korea. So I'm not a super duper expert when it comes to electronics in general, so I'm not exactly sure if you can tell right away if it's a fake just by it saying that it's made in Vietnam, because maybe some parts do come assembled in Vietnam. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to twist the words around because I truly don't know, but the one on the left does say Vietnam. The one on the right does say Korea, so that might be a flag right away. And without further ado, let's start these bad boys up. Now, as I did mention, I have played around with this guy right here, the fake one, but for the purpose of this video, I did a full-on reset, just so we could see how both of these guys turn on together. So right away we could notice everything is the same in the first initial 5 seconds of them. Let's see. Okay, we do see the Samsung is a bit different on the left one. It sort of has that old school where it's printed then gets filled in. As far as the legit one, it basically just spawns right up. Alright.
Let's get started. Let me help you get set up more easily by guiding you through the steps.
Okay, so if you guys are wondering which one is talking, it is not the fake one. So the real one right there is actually talking to me. The fake one right there is not talking to me. Let's hit this. Let's hit this.
Let's look at the terms and conditions. Once you read and agree to these, we can really get going.
Okay, so the real one says terms and conditions. The fake one, they don't even care about terms and conditions. So of course, let's hit I read this, because of course nobody reads that. Let's hit next, and this one just next.
To activate your device. You can still connect to a network through Wi-Fi in the next steps.
Okay, so they basically both pull you up to the Wi-Fi screen. Again, the legit one is talking, the fake one is silent. Let's just go next. Let's go next.
You may need more help to activate your device.
I don't need to use Wi-Fi, not right now.
Wi-Fi would be quite handy here. Choose a network.
It's okay, we don't need quite handy. We'll get quite handy after. Okay, so after you skip the Wi-Fi, it just tells you no network connection for the real one, and for the fake one, it says it wants your information right away. So let's go next. That one just skip anyway.
You can restore the settings and contents from your old device. It will not be difficult.
So right away, hitting the same amount of buttons on the fake one and the real one, completely different menus, absolutely. So this one is set wake up command. To the right, it's bring your old data for quicker setup. So let's go later. Let's go skip for now. Okay, the fake one took me back to wanting my information. Interesting. And the fake one will not... Yes, the fake one will not let me go forward without... Oh, I guess it did let me go forward without putting my name in. Okay, good. Let's finish. That's done. Use the location. Blah, 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 accept. Okay, so as you can see, there's definitely much more menu options in the real one from the moment that you turn it on as opposed to the fake one. So for this one, let's just let's do a pattern. Let's do the same one I have on the S7 Edge. So now in case you guys find my phone, you guys know exactly the pattern that I use. Alright, let's confirm.
Hey, you're back. Just in time to look at Verizon services.
Wow, this one will not stop talking. Okay.
Log into a Samsung account to get the most out of your device.
Alright, it keeps going.
Congrats, you're done setting up your device. Remember, you can change your settings anytime.
Wow, okay. Done. Alright, and now we're at the home screen. And we get a little notification from the legit one saying, I guess setup is ready or something. Alright, so now that we've seen how they both started up, it's very ironic that the fake one just sort of gets almost right to the point, as far as the legit one wants the terms and conditions to be agreed, and also if you'd like to transfer your old stuff to the new phone. The fake one does not even offer that. But before I even start pressing any buttons at all on these two phones, what is the first thing that we all notice? And I think we can all agree the first thing before anything, the apps, the setup, even the background. If you look, the background is very, very similar, except the fake one almost has like a little curve like an apple, as far as the real one just sort of has like a, I don't know, raindrop style. But before we even notice any of that, we gotta notice the screen itself. So if we take a look at both screens, I mean, yeah, the Note 10 Plus, the real one, it's an edge display, almost no bezels at all. As far as the one to the left, it's actually very, very ironic because it's not even an edge display, nor is it an edge display. The screen doesn't even go all the way down to the actual bottom. It's got this weird little cutoff part right there where I'm not exactly sure why they would do that. To be honest, if the actual edge of the phone was curved like that, that might actually be a bit nicer as far as the style on it goes, and maybe it's a little bit easier to hold. It wouldn't be as square, but to actually have that same square outline, but for the screen to be rounded off, that makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. And now that we're looking at them side by side, we could actually tell that the legit Note 10 is actually much bigger than the fake one, at least the screen. I mean, the phone itself is a few millimeters larger, but the actual screen size must be, I'm not sure, I can't say exactly, but I want to say maybe half a centimeter bigger in definitely length and the width, because as we could tell, the edge display on the real Note 10 wraps around to the sides, and well, the one to the left, it's just a completely normal screen. It's actually worse than a completely normal screen. It's curved out with these very strange and weird curves. Makes absolutely no sense. So first quick test I want to do, besides just looking at all the factory apps, as we can tell the legit one to the right, it's got 8 apps to the bottom. It has the Google bar right there, sort of towards the center, and the one to the left, well, it doesn't even have the Google bar. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, wait. Oh, we're not home. My apologies for that. So actually, please disregard those last couple of words, because if we actually look at the home screen right here, we can tell every single app, every single tiny little thing is to the detail. Like, absolutely. The same 8 apps, the same little widget buttons, the same Google search, and the same cloud. The only difference is the Google search on the fake one does not say, "Okay, Google." Please, I knew it. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. I just had a feeling. And the other difference is, well, we both have the cloud. The one on the real one is a little bit darker, and the one on the left, well, it's white, and the one on the right actually says tap for weather info, as far as the one on the left does not. So that's actually very similar for factory phones. They're literally identical when it comes to that. Also, I just noticed one little thing as I'm looking. If you look here at the camera, the actual ring around the camera is pretty thick compared to the real one, where you can tell it's completely flush. There's no like weird little surrounding. So yeah, definitely really odd, because In general, you could tell that the legit one right there is at least 2 millimeters smaller than, well, the fake one right there. And since we covered, well, partially the absolute basics, let's start going into a little bit more in depth. So first thing I'm going to do is just scroll to the left, scroll to the left. Okay, so on the fake one, we have quite a few apps, a total of 11 at the top. And, well, that's a little bit odd. On the real one, there's only 7. It seems like there should be something in between My Verizon and Verizon. But okay, whatever. That doesn't really, I mean, I guess you just gotta customize the phone. But whatever, as you can tell, you got basically calendar, clock, music, settings, calculator, S-Note, this and that. On the one on the left, the fake one, and well, to the right, very simple, OneDrive, My Verizon, and the Verizon folder. So I'm not exactly sure why the new Note 10 went ahead and did it like that rather than adding more apps to it, but again, maybe they just want to truly make it as clean cut as possible and for you to have absolute customization. So I don't know, but it is still a difference. So if we go, nope, no more to that side, let's go 2 to this side. Go 2 to this side. Okay. Fake one, hi. Take a look. Gives us the date. Check your local weather. Okay. It says hi, but it's not actually speaking hi. But okay. And from what I noticed, I do not think this has voice command. Oh no, it does have a little voice command there. It just doesn't say Google. Okay. I might be wrong. And the real one on the right, Bixby Home. Bixby Home gives you the information you need when you need it from the apps you know and love. Agree. Well, I'm not going to agree to anything right now because no idea what Bixby is, but looks like they just pre-installed this into the Note 10. Either Samsung truly enjoyed the application that Bixby made, or they paid them a ton of money to put them on their new phone. Who knows? But anyways, still a difference. All right, let's go back home. All right, and I've been waiting to do this. Scroll this one down. Scroll this one down. Okay. So again, I have not changed anything. So this is all absolutely factory with all of the pop-ups right there that you have. So let's see on the fake one, Google Play Protect is turned on. Okay, Android system, Edge screen is displaying over the... Really? They're calling this an edge screen. Really? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping out. I truly don't know, but they're calling that an edge screen. But okay. Whatever you say, guys. Whatever you say. And it's even got the little edge tablet thingy right there. Yeah, that's funny. But it's not an edge display. Not at all. Alright, and on the real one, what do we got? Wi-Fi calling, Google Play Protect, activation incomplete, Wi-Fi networks available, bring data from your old device. Okay, so the legit one keeps offering us to switch our data from our old one to our new one. Wi-Fi, I mean, that's pretty standard, but it's just, it's to me, it's sort of funny how the legit one keeps saying like, hey, let's make this process easy, take all your old stuff, put on the new one. But this one, it's not even giving you that option. I haven't even seen it absolutely anywhere. So, find that a little bit odd. I mean, I don't know what to think of that, but I mean, that's what happens. Fake is fake. All right, let's pull down this guy right here. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. So the order, oh, okay, and first notice the one on the left is 24-hour zone, not 12-hour zone. Okay, all right. So first we got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, do not disturb, and flashlight. On the fake one, on the real one, we got Wi-Fi, sound, Bluetooth, auto rotate. So the flashlight is swapped out with the auto rotate. For the second row, we have auto rotate, battery saver, mobile data, airplane mode. And for that one, we have airplane mode, flashlight, power mode, wireless power share. And for this one, we have cast, location, hotspot, invert colors, mobile data, mobile hotspot, link to Windows, QR scanner. Okay, so I don't know. It's sort of the same, but I do see a few big changes as far as between them. This one sort of resembles, like, I guess maybe one of the older Galaxies with the options that it offers. As far as the new one, right away, wireless power share which I think that means you can actually charge another device off the back of this one, which is pretty cool. They both got the mobile link to Windows, which I have no idea what that is, but they have that, and a QR scanner. Now that sounds very technical term, have no idea what that is, but it has it. The other one doesn't. Also, if you notice, this one only has 2 items. Okay, this one has 3, so this one's loaded up. So for the second page, we got data saver, nightlight. That's it. There you go. Super basic. Wow, almost feels like this is like a Droid Bionic or something back from like 7 years ago. But the legit one, it's a lot of options. So blue light, location, smart view, do not disturb, secure folder, NFC, always on display, screen recorder, sync, edge lighting, Dolby Atmos, S Pen Air actions. Very, very cool. Definitely screen record to be standard. That's very, very cool. You don't need to get some kind of backup book app to do it. Don't know what secure folder is. Not sure what edge lighting is. I do want to press that just to see what it does. Did I do anything? I don't know. I couldn't tell. Edge lighting. I could not tell at all. Well, oh well. It's got more options. That's what I do know. Okay, and for the final page, we got night mode, Bixby routines, and navigation bar. Okay, so definitely outnumbers it about double, if not more. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to count it, but you could tell 3 pages to it's got a whole additional page compared to the fake one. And again, quite a lot of this stuff is pretty new, at least new to me, because again, I'm coming up from the S7 Edge. So to me, part of this stuff is new. Some of it looks familiar. Okay, well, at least date and time looks the same on both. So, okay, at least Bootleg Boy did take care of that. So, date time and is correct, even though it's in a different setting. Now, I'm looking right here where it says search setting and the 3 little dots. Looks like we have search, looks like a power button, setting, and the 3 little dots. So they did add that one little feature. And also, if we notice to the top right, all we have is the battery. Literally, that's it. Just the battery. As far as to the top right over there, we have an N, or I don't know, some kind of weird symbol right there. 4G, of course. How many bars you have, which were pretty good service, and 97%. I did give it a little boost before I decided to turn them on, because I know that well, they usually don't come super duper charged when you first open them up. As far as I told you guys, this one, the cable was not working, so I could have charged it up, but to be quite honest, I don't think I'm going to use full 27% out of it. Well, at least I hope not. But anyways, one of the first things I definitely want to try out, and you guys can probably see it right there towards the bottom of the screen, is the brightness. So as I'm looking at it right now, it does seem like the one to the left, our bootleg fake buddy, is actually brighter than the legit one. But as we can tell, well, that one is almost to the top, and well, the real one is not even halfway. So let's turn this one all the way. Okay. I mean, not bad. Not bad. What does this down button do? Doesn't do anything? Okay, whatever. So that's not bad, to be honest, not bad. But now let's take and see what the legit one can do. We're going to go all the way to really see it. Even though I know when you're all the way, it takes up a little bit more battery, but still. And you know what? This is actually very, very interesting, because the fake one to the left is actually brighter. Now, I'm not sure if there's a setting or something like that, because I know sometimes when there's lights and stuff on that the phone, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, that the phone actually decreases the lighting on it. Is that edge lighting or no? No. So, I mean, at this point, I'd be truly, truly surprised if the real one does not get any more brighter than that, even though, to be quite honest, the brightness is more than enough sufficient for that. I mean, I do have 2 pretty large lights pointing at both of them, but I do feel either way the brightness is pretty decent, even just for the way that it is. But again, at this point, we actually have to give the winner to the fake one, because until I figure out it is truly a setting, I'm not going to say, oh, it's probably just a setting, so we got to give it to the real one. No, I'm not going to lie to you guys. The fake one does look brighter, and I keep trying to double check and play with my eyes a little bit. I just want to make sure we could all make sure. No, I mean, truly, it's brighter. No BS. It's really brighter. But the real one does look clearer. But again, we're not judging the clearness on it right now. We're just going straight off brightness. And I'm trying to walk back. And I'll tell you guys right away, I took about 4 feet back. And as I walk back, the fake one sort of starts to fade away towards the top. So basically when I'm standing about 4 to 5 feet back, the top fades to right about here, so it gets dark, right? Now, when I do it to the real one, it just looks the same exact way as the way that, well, you guys are looking at it, the way I'm looking at it. So, in that perspective, you could tell definitely the screen, I mean, come on, we all know that the legit one is better. Hands down, I don't even have to do this comparison for anyone to realize that we know that it's going to be better. But again, you know, now that I look at it, it seems like the real one is brighter. Again, I'm not going to stay on this brightness too long, but it actually does seem that the real one is brighter. But again, well, I don't want to spend too much time on that. There's much more things to check out, and so let's move on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I absolutely jinxed myself. You remember a few minutes ago I just said how I did not prepare to charge the fake one because I was not planning to use all 25% of the battery. Well, right after I did the last part, I literally took, I think it was like a 4-minute breather. I just stepped outside to let one of the dogs out just to run around in the yard. And by the time I came back, and like I said, it was not more than, 5 minutes max. 5 minutes absolutely max. And the screen was all the way bright, and well, it fell down to, what do we see here? I don't even know, but look at it. I had to turn down the brightness because it fell from 25 to 6%, basically in a matter of less than 5 minutes. As far as big boy right here, well, he fell a little bit too on max brightness, but just a couple of percent. So that just shows you, from 25% down to 6% in less than 5 minutes on full brightness. Well, this is definitely not new technology on for the fake one. And one other quick thing I noticed, I know that all the other Samsungs or just Galaxies or whatever in general, they have a secondary menu when you hit one of these buttons right here. But it seems like on the new Note 10, there is no secondary menu. That the menu is this right here. So they actually cut out the whole point of having a home and then having a separate screen for all your other apps. So basically, this is it. There's no dual screens anymore. Again, I don't know if they did that on the Note 9 or not. I'm not 100% sure, but I know coming from the S7 Edge, I still had the home screen. Then I hit basically the button on the left, and it takes me to basically all the other apps unless I add them to home. So just I wanted to add that little quick note for you guys. But other than that, I'm going to have to pause this up, charge this guy up right here, and I'll be right back.